Hello, Trekkies and Trekkies. Welcome to this amazing Star Trek podcast on Trek Tuesday. I'm your host, Dorinda, and together with my lovely co-host, Amanda Hopper, we recap every 2 weeks an episode of Star Trek TNG. All the episodes will be recapping and chronically following. We will approach each episode with a humor and a feminine look. Today we recap the episode Where the Silence Has Lease. Well, guys, let's ring Amanda again. Hello, Amanda.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good to hear. So, this episode was a weird one, I believe, and I think...
Oh my god, it was.
They could have done more with it. So, we're starting with Worf and Riker on the holodeck, doing some fighting programs of Worf, and Picard came to the bridge with that he was very anxious and he was worried about those two, and I don't know, maybe this was had to do something with Worf's Klingon part, because his psyche was like all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he is going through a phase of, like puberty or other maybe depression or whatever, that he wants to have more Klingon things to do. Because when they were on the program,
I think there was a line in the episode. He said, if I'm correct, he said, "It's not Worf I'm worried about. It's Riker."
Yeah.
I think that was the line in the episode. It's not Worf I'm worried about. It's Riker, because Worf could hold up on it for himself. Riker's slightly smaller than Worf and would be killed pretty quickly if he didn't have Worf next to him in the holodeck, even though it's probably got safeguards on.
Well, it probably also, like I said, I think maybe Worf is going to go, is in a mood thingy, Klingon mood or whatever, and he can't stop fighting or killing. And we saw that he killed those 2 or 3 aliens, and then he turned on Riker.
Yeah, he could have killed him, but Riker's like, hello, I'm your officer. He literally had to snap him out of his blood rage, basically.
And it was really, it was part of Worf, but it was in a way that I would say, and you could see that in the whole episode, he was really on high alert and high fighting mode. If you can say it like that, it's, yeah. They came on the bridge, everything was okay-ish, but Worf was still on high alert. They're going to the Morgana system because there was something they need to do for Starfleet. And then they came to a blackness, or I don't want to say a wormhole, but it was more like a hole in space.
Void?
Yeah.
A void?
It was a void.
A void.
And they had no clue where it's coming from. So they had some time to investigate, and they sent about, I think it was 2 probes in it to get some readings. And what I didn't understand is, why did Dr. Pulaski came on the bridge?
Yeah. Why was she on there? Because they're sending probes out. They're just investigating. Nothing. It's like nothing medical there happening. So what the heck was she doing up there?
Yeah, but also, it was more that Counselor Troy was the one who, because she's an empath, she could feel more and she could zoom more in the energies there, what's out there. And yeah, it was really strange that they called Pulaski on, and once again she was very harsh to Data. I really didn't like that.
I know, she's really critical of Data.
In the beginning of the season, yeah, but it wasn't Data's fault, and still, he had some very nice facial emotions that I was thinking, that is still the Data we know, you know. And so they are investigating the void, and then they move away because they had to go to the... I can't remember that system, but they tried to go away. But the void was following them. And then they got a signal of what's out there. So Picard said, okay, full stop. And the scanners give them a clue that there was something out there. But then a Womanian warship decloaked and attacked them. And I believe it even exploded.
Yeah, the Romulan ship attacked them, and they fired back, and it went boom, exploded.
Well, that's really weird, by the way, because that ship was totally different than moving as we know as a Romulan bird. And
I wouldn't think one strike would take it out.
Well, then they came across the USS Yamato. What was weird because they didn't know it was there. And Worf and Riker were beaming over. And you could see Worf was really too alert of fighting, etc. Because he wanted to shoot photon torpedoes right away. He wants this, he wants that, and when they beamed over, he wanted the full security, etc. So Worf was not the Worf we know.
No. Yeah, he was like on super high alert. He was. Maybe it's a Klingon thing that once in a while they get like super alert. Maybe their senses, when they're getting a little older, their senses get super strong or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Maybe it's some kind of a phase that they go through in a certain age or stage in their lives. So yeah. And the weird thing is, nobody is consulting him, or I don't know. It's like and even Counselor Troy didn't talk to him about it or whatever. It was like, even here, in this episode, she was really passive, I think. So Riker and Worf beamed down to the bridge of Yamato, but they both came somewhere in a corridor. And it was a weird place to beam down over, and they didn't see each other. They were far away from each other, and eventually they found each other, and they some kind of mirror each other. And then they went to
that was weird.
And then they went to the bridge, and when they want to go to another room, there was another bridge.
Yeah, that was like really bizarre. Like the ship, if they were on one bridge, the door opens up. It's like, what the heck? Why is there another bridge when we're already on the bridge? So there should be like a ready room or something there, not another bridge. That's like really bizarre.
Yeah, and they were really talking about that and discussing what the hell is this, where do we go? And it was become weirder and weirder because every time they walk through a turbo lift or a door, they came back to the bridge and they could see each other in, well, if Riker was in the one bridge and Worf walked to the door, he could see Riker standing. And he was on another bridge.
Yeah, that was really, really weird. It's like...
Meanwhile, on the Enterprise, all the system was still butching out and being weird, and they couldn't have contact with Riker and Worf. And I was wondering this too. Normally, an away team is like with 4 people. And why does Riker and Worf just only those 2 are beaming down?
I don't know. Yeah, that's really weird. Normally it's 3 or 4 people. Sometimes it can be multiple. But it's just Worf and Riker this time, which is really bizarre. Why is it just those 2?
And
so weird.
Not even that. Why don't they have more equipment with them, and like for phaser wise? Cause you never know what happened on the other ship. Maybe the Borg would be there and they will be assimilated. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
could be anything. Could have been the Borg or anything on there.
But it was really weird that only Riker and Worf beamed over. They walking around, and there was a moment that Picard said, "Okay, we have you back again. Beam over again." And this, when they came back to the bridge, this was the first time Riker fell out to Picard. You could see how stressed he was, and we have never seen him like that to Picard.
No.
Picard said, "Okay, we have to go back to our mission and Mr. Crusher, get us out of here." What was, by the way, also a weird thing. When Riker and Worf beamed over to the USS Yamato, Wesley was on the bridge. Then they encountered...
Yes, he was.
Then they encountered the alien, and there was someone else on the helm instead of Wesley.
Oh, and yes.
When this whole shenanigan with the alien was over, Wesley was on the bridge again.
Oh, weird.
It is weird. So...
That is definitely weird.
Picard said, "Okay, get us out of here," and they went to warp 6, and in all the instruments says, "Well, we are in warp 6, but we're not moving." And that was the moment that what's his name? It's the blue alien, like I said in the last episode. His name is Nagilum, and we still don't know what kind of an alien he is. But he was very curious about the humans, and especially in the humans for life and death. So, he knew that, he thought that all humans were same sex. But he saw Pulaski, and he was toying with her. And he was playing with her like she was a doll. The alien asked, "What the hell are you?" And "I don't know you guys." And I thought all aliens were the same sex. And what was really rude of him in a way, because that is not something we would do. We will respect a life form.
Ew. Yeah.
But he was also like, for him, it was just only curiosity. And that reminds me a little bit of Data. And only Data is more civil in a way. Okay, he just gonna bore you to death with questions. And Nagilum will kill you.
Yeah, he killed the unnamed member of the crew. I don't know what the guy's name was, so he killed the unnamed member. What's what I'm going to call him, is the unnamed member. So basically, he killed him by giving him the ultimate, I guess you can call it, migraine headache.
Yeah, and it was some kind of a experiment of the alien. I don't know. In a way, this is really not I don't know. I don't like this episode in a way of storyline wise. It's like
No.
three little thingies. Just tell them in some kind of a separate way, and they move it all together as one storyline in a way.
Yeah, it was slow.
So Dr. Pulaski said something very blunt and direct, as we know her. And I know that a lot of listeners and a lot of Trek fans love her for it. But I think like a lot of Trek fans, I was one of them who have to warm up to her. I didn't like her in the beginning, but in a certain, I thought it was the episode that she could study a argument, and that argument made her sick, and she became older. That was the episode that I started liking her.
Oh, what is it? I forget the name of the episode. Yeah, dealing with some kids. And
I can't remember it either.
She gets older.
And then they beamed her back because they find a hair with her DNA in it, and they couldn't put that in the transporter buffer, so they could transport her back in her normal age.
Yeah, I remember that episode. I just can't remember the name of it.
No, me neither.
Holy crap! It's not in season 2. I know that.
No, it's in season 3. Because Pulaski was only in one season in TNG, so... Well, after that, Picard said, well, screw that, you can't play with us, and we'd rather be that. So Picard started the auto-destruct of the Enterprise. And Riker and he were concluding, okay, we're giving the crew and us 20 minutes time to prepare for that. And Picard went to his quarters, and he was listening to a Secret Garden, what was very lovely in the background. And then Data and Troy came in to talk with him. Data was asking, Captain, what is that? And I don't know why the writers wrote this for Picard, but Picard gives a very big and a long explanation what he feels what that is. And I really was thinking, you really want to talk about it and explain that to Data like that in a way? Why? You have only X amount minutes to live still, and you're doing that. They have a talk including with Counselor Troy, and Troy tells Picard that he cannot decide for the crew to die like this. They have to fight. And she called him, and it is one of the rare occasions we hear her call him Jean-Luc. And the weird thing, Data agreed with Counselor Troy, and he also called him Jean-Luc.
Oh, yeah.
That was the moment that Picard knew, okay, this isn't the true Troy and Data, this is the alien.
Yeah, it was the alien. Then towards the end, he found that it was the alien, and not actually Deanna and Data. Because he clicked in when it wasn't really them when they called him by his actual name of Jean-Luc. Because Data doesn't really call him Jean-Luc barely any time. It's always Captain.
And neither did Troy.
Yeah, she's always called him Captain too.
Yeah, so that was weird. And so when Picard noticed that, he asked the computer, where is Commander Data? And the computer said, well, he's on the bridge. So that's why, okay, it's not working. I know you. So right after that, Troy and Data disappeared, and Riker notified Picard that they are out of the void. So Picard went to the bridge and told Wesley to get them out the hell out of there. But the nerve-wracking thing was the auto-destruct was still on. And it was about 1 minute to go.
Minute?
Yeah, and Riker was really feeling it. He was very nervous. And he was saying...
Yeah, it was a minute to go.
He was saying 3-4 times, Captain, you have to auto-destruct, cancel the auto-destruct. And Picard read it at the last 10 seconds to cancel it. Oh my gosh, that was a relief when he did. And I think...
I know.
I think then Picard was assured that Nagini didn't... Nagini, hear me? That's... I just watched the new Fantastic Beasts movie with Dumbledore's secret. So that's why Nagini came into my head.
I was supposed to say when I heard you say Nagini, I'm like, that's the snake in Harry Potter.
Yeah,
and
I have to say,
and the alien himself kind of looked like Voldemort.
Something like that, yeah. In a way.
Because he had like the snake-like nose.
You know, the whole alien thing, it remembers me at the first time that the Enterprise encountered Q. That was also like a some kind of a force field around them, and they didn't know what it was, and they want to get away, but they couldn't. So that's really remind me about them. And then Picard went into his ready room, and he was saying aloud, okay, Nagila, I hope we give you some answers of what you were looking for. And then Nagila was appearing on his computer screen. They talked. Yeah, it was really that I was thinking, the only really action in this episode is in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's basically the main action was the last few minutes of the episode. And the whole destruct sequence, the last 10 seconds. Do you know, I don't know if you never noticed a pattern. In movies and TV shows, they always manage to dismantle the bomb or to counter the timer within a 10-second span. Usually ends on 1 second when they detonate stuff, or when they try to undetonate a bomb, or sci-fi show they try to stop the bomb from going off. It always ends up being 1 second, right on the dot.
Yeah.
That's the way it is with every show. It's so weird.
Well, I do think they could have done more with this episode. It is not my favorite.
Nah, not really.
They could
not really
have,
my favorite either. So
they could have written it better. Also, with the weird thing with Worf in the beginning, and the mixed section of, okay, we finding this void, but we're going to investigate it and how about. But my feeling was really it was very dull. Not only that, like I said, Q was a better alien to encounter.
Yeah, he was sassy. He was wild. Bit of a jerk at times, but come on.
Yeah, he's a big pain in the ass. Even in Picard, he's a big jerk.
Well, yeah.
But
he's a bit of a pain in the arse.
I had the feeling in somewhere in the end of Picard, Star Trek Picard, is that he had more empathy for Picard. But okay. Is there something you'd like to add, Amanda? Because we are at the end of the episode, and is there something you still like to talk about?
I don't know if you noticed, but on the bridge towards the end, Data had two little smirks on his face.
Yeah! Yeah, oh, I
He's
like
like,
that.
a
Yeah, I love that.
couple of little grins.
Yeah, he had a
I was like,
couple, and
oh, he's grinning.
also when Pulaski was harsh again to him, he had this reaction and emotion on his face, and I was really thinking, you're an android. You don't supposed to have emotions, and you don't even have your emotion
Mhm.
chip ready. So why did they keep that in?
Maybe it was just something they thought would be pretty funny, I thought. I don't know.
Maybe, maybe. So the last thing we still have to do, Amanda, is rate this episode. What is your rating for this one? My rating is a 6.2.
Yeah, I would say around a 6 also. It wasn't that great of an episode. It was so freaking slow, not a lot of action. Ugh, just slow. Come on, we need more action in an episode.
Yeah, this was like, even in if they have a scientific mission, and that episode is all around scientific experiments, etc. That's more action than it was in this episode.
Yeah, like anything with Q is better.
Q is 10 times better. But okay.
Sure, he's a bit of a pest, but he's a little bit better than some aliens that show up.
Yeah, I think...
Like, he's better than Voldemort's looking alien.
I think we haven't seen the last of Q. Not
No,
even
I don't think we have.
Picard, or who knows where Q still appears. Or maybe a much younger Q, maybe, and he already did that. Did you know that his son played young Q? His son.
Really?
Yeah, that's his
John
original
Delancey's son?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
his John Delancey's son. And maybe, who knows, if they need a new Q, maybe he is taking over. Who knows?
Yeah, that's different.
That would be cool in a way, that he is following his dad in his footsteps.
Yeah, I think there was another guy that played Q on DS9. I think it was Andy Dick, wasn't it? He played a Q?
I can't remember. I only remember that when they kicked Q out of the Q continuum, they had another Q, not the female Q, but another Q that was watching him.
That was Corbin Burnson, I think his name was.
Can be. I can't remember.
I think that was Corbin Burnson. Can't remember.
But okay.
Yeah, he was spying on him.
Yeah, that episode was so funny that they kicked out of the continuum.
I know.
And this is not the first time he kicked out once in TNG, and they kicked him out in Voyager.
Oh. I knew about the TNG one, but I didn't know they did that in Voyager.
Yeah, jeez. Because there was a moment that they kicked him out, and he wanted to help Janeway to get home and etc. You know how Q is. And then I think there was also the one with that Q wanted to mate it Janeway because he wanted a child.
Oh.
And you haven't seen that one?
Okay. No. Jeez.
Then you have a lot to catch up to.
Yeah, I do. I'm going in order of the season that we're working on.
Well, we're still going to have a lot of crazy Q episodes.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I think that episode called Q Who, where we're talking about that in TNG. Well, that was funny. Well, that was also the episode that when he talked, and that was the weird thing. When he went to 10 Forward, normally Garner was very opposed to him. Like, she was on guard and wants to fight Q. She was very protective. And in that episode, she was laughing in a way, and that was the episode that she put that fork in his hand to see if he was real.
Oh, yes, I remember that. The old fork in the hand. Oh, jeez. That's one way to make sure he was human. Just stab him in the hand.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the... we're still gonna have some fun with Q.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, this is the end of the episode. Me and Amanda wishing you a very good night or good morning or good evening, where the hell you are on this earth.
Woo!
And, well, live long and prosper. We see you in 2 weeks.
Live long and prosper, guys. See you in 2 weeks, yeah.
Dear listeners, thank you for listening, and join us in 2 weeks for a new episode recap. In the next episode, we will recap the episode Elementary Data. Girls Talking Trek is also to listen, follow and subscribe on Anchor, Google Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, or on all the other podcast providers. We also have a Facebook group and a YouTube channel. Every 10th episode will be a live streaming, so you can talk live with us about the episode. If you like to comment on the episode or talk with us about the episode we just recapped, you can read out on the Facebook group and the YouTube channel. I also like to tell you about my 2 other podcasts called Oranda Talks and Oranda's Books Club, Smooth Jazz, Tea and Books. Oranda Talks. In this podcast, I talk about books, movies, fandoms, and other geek things. On this podcast, I also have an extra episode series in which I will talk about everything Star Trek. You can find Oranda Talks on the YouTube channel or the Facebook group. If you like to talk about the episode, you can reach out on the Facebook group or the YouTube channel. Oranda's Book Club, Smooth Jazz, Tea and Books is a podcast that will discuss books of all genres. You can discuss this with me on the YouTube channel or the Facebook group. There will be also live readings, events with live discussions. Of course, you can also give me recommendations what I can read. My perfect picture while reading a book is in front of the fireplace, loads of tea, and smooth jazz in the background. So join me, read with me, and discuss the books we are reading. We will see you in 2 weeks. Live long and prosper.